What's up, YouTube? My name is Erikita, and welcome to Shortcut Video Editor. Shortcut is a free software, no monthly charges. All you have to do is just download it onto your PC. And I will take you step by step and show you how to edit so you can start making awesome videos. Without further ado, let's get it on it. Action! It is free. You can own the whole thing on your computer, no monthly pay. All good, and you'll be up and running making awesome videos. So these 5 segments episodes, it's for beginners. It'll be from uploading your first video clip, editing text and audio, to exporting the video to YouTube, Vimeo, or wherever you feel like. So, welcome guys. This is our first segment to our 5 episode series on Shortcut. So basically it is just a beginner's tutorial. It's gonna really get you up and running so you know exactly how you can start as well making your YouTube videos. By the way, first of all, let's introduce the program itself. So what I'm gonna do here is make sure that you can see my screen. So I'm gonna open up this internet page that I have. Okay, so now you can have it, you can see it. What I did is just type into Google Shortcut Editors to get some of the information. Now, Shortcut is a free and open source cross-platform video editing application for free BSD, Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. It's been around for a little while, started in 2011 by Dan Deneby, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm probably butchering his name. And well, it is basically developed on the multimedia framework, so which is good. Started since 2004, basically, and I'm going to explain a few things. Why did I go through this first of all? It's written in C and C++. For those who understand computer languages, you will know C and C++, they are not very different, but C came before. It's a very old computer language, programming language. It's usually used for things like trading platforms. You know, if you know anything about the stock market, you will know what I'm saying. And C++ mostly with video games. So you are very safe with Shortcut. So we're gonna get out of this and figure out now how to download it. I'm not gonna go through the whole process of downloading it. We're just gonna show you what it is. So I want you to type in Shortcut, not.com. You have to go for .org. Not .com is .org. So you go to home page, and all of a sudden, here we are. So what we're looking to get done here is to download. You click on download. Now, this program here will pick immediately what sort of machine you're using. If you're using a Windows machine, it will sense it. If you're using a Mac, it will sense it. Like in my case, I'm using a Windows machine. Obviously, it just gave me straight away, it gave me the options for me to download in. If my machine was a Mac, this would have been Mac options. Because it's Windows, it picked it up. Now, I'm going to explain a few things. What you'll be looking at here, you can see here, because it's a Windows, you will have an option for 64-bit or 32-bit, okay? So you have to be really, you have to know your machine quite well to know which one you should, what version you should download. Now I know my machine is a 64-bit. Given that it's a 64-bit, I have 2 options here, okay? I have an installer option and I have a portable zip option. Now I recommend that you go with the installer option because you're just going to download it onto your machine and get up and running right away. You don't need to go with the portable zip if you are only just going to download it straight away from this machine and get it up and running. You click that, you follow the steps. Obviously, it's going to prompt you like every other Windows machine.
You know how it goes with Windows. It's going to prompt you asking you, are you sure you want to run this program? And you go, yes. And then you follow the steps. Most of you will know how to do these kind of things. So now let's get that done. I've already done it. So I don't need to go through those steps. Now, once you get it done, you have downloaded, you have it on your machine, and this is what comes up. This is what happens when you open it up. Okay, what you are looking at here, basically, it's the prompt that comes up when you first open it up. And what you see here, you see recent project. This is some of the things I've been doing before. And here you have new project. That means this is where you get to set up your new folder, the folder where you're going to do all your production at. So I would like to keep this folder here that I used earlier because I opened it up not too long ago, which is Shortcut Tutorial Classroom. I'm going to leave that on. And like I said, when you first open it up, this is basically what you have. And never mind these ones here. The recent project, this is what I've been working on. So now here under project folder, you have to type in or open up what you want, what folder you want. And then you're going to have to select the name of the project. So let me call these projects. You got to name the project. Okay. So I'm going to call it Shortcut. Shortcut Classroom. Sorry. Classroom. Review. Okay. I'm going to call it review. Why not? Okay. Once you get that, you click start. Now, let me just point out to you that not every time you're going to get this, you know. This is how sometimes when you open it up, it could come up like as. So when I press start after putting in the project name, check this out. Yeah, it will come out blank like this sometimes. It depends what version you have and all that things that comes with it, what machine you're using as well. And then you're going to have to open up a folder that you're going to work in from here, open file, as you would normally do with your Word document. If you want to save at the end, or if you want to start already inside the folder, that's how you go. You open up a file and you set it up. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But this is what it comes up with. And so what are we looking at? Okay, so this side here, the dark one, this part here, this window here, it's a source window. Okay, this is where you upload your videos. And this part here, it's actually a monitor, TV screen, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, this is where the video will be showing up. Now, to open up and upload the videos, you will do like with any computer software as you go into open file. Like if I click there, all right, if I click there, then I get to select. I don't want to go that way, so I'm going to close it. I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you why. So the bit you're looking at down here, this is the track where your videos get to be played and you get to edit from there. Now I'm going to go into my folder. Right, so I have my folder opened up, and I'm going to use these videos in it. So as you do, you drag and drop. I'm going to drag the first one and go back. I think I just lost the folder there. And then I drag this video as well. I'll place it in. I'm going to take some of the things that I'm going to need all the way throughout the tutorial. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to just drag them all in. And once that's done, it's done. Okay, so good. All right, so what we have here, it's already, like I said, this is the source, and this is the project window, which is the monitor, the screen. So I'm going to explain some of the things. So just bear in mind, down here it's written source, and down here, so down here you have source and project. This is source, and this is what the project is. But the actual project that will be running will be down here. So you need to you need to make sure the clip is put down here as a track so you can have it on the project monitor as you're working on it. If I would like to screen through first what I have in the source, I would double click, like let's say here I have a yellow jacket. I double click on that. Now it's playing. Okay, so I can look through and see whether this is the right one. And then once you're done, you can drag it and drop. So now I have it. Say I want to add on that video. I don't have to double click it and have it playing here. I already know what it is. So I can drag it from there directly and place it next to that one. And now I have both playing. So I can play that. You can skip, meaning you don't have to play all the way. You can see that was moving. You can place it wherever you want it and play it. Subscribe. All right. Or you can use that, which is skip back, or you can use the other one here, which is, skip forward. You go to the next one. So I'm going to do that. You can see it's starting exactly where the second clip begins from. And you play that. There you go. So this is basically the basic overview of the program. And in the next part of the series, what we're going to do now is to look at some of the most common tools for you to be able to put together a video in a few minutes and post it on YouTube or wherever you want to post it. So please subscribe and make sure you come back for the next one. Let's get this going. All right. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Take a little break and come back for the second part. Thank you. What up, everybody? We're back at it again for part 2 on this 5-episode series on Shortcut for beginners. If you missed the first part, what we did is basically we look at the folks who came up with the program itself. So the software. And then we checked out some of the basic things, like this here is the source window, and that is the project window. And down here we have the tracks. So at this stage, what we do have is we uploaded these 2 videos onto the track. If you missed that part, you need to go back and watch again. But I don't mind to explain. So we're doing it. Yeah. Okay. So on this particular second video, what we're going to do is look at some of the most common tools that you'll be using. So say, for example, I already uploaded these videos. You missed that part, and I wanted you to see how I did that. And then I say, for example, maybe I'm working on a video and I feel like as if I uploaded the wrong one, and I want to get rid of them. There's many ways I can go about that. Okay, there is many ways I can go about that. One common way, just to avoid deleting at all times, we can use the undo button. There's an undo button down up here. You can see the undo. If I click that, I get rid of the last video I uploaded. If I click that as well, I basically get rid of them. So, but if I want to redo, I click that, it's back. So let's say I get it out of there, and then I just want to upload. You can go from here straight away, straight onto the track, or you can, again, double click, so you can have it on the project. You look at it, you screen it, you think it's good, that's the right one. Okay, so you can take it, grab it, drop it down here. Now you have it down here. As you can see, there's a little gap there, so you can push it to the start. No problem. The second tool I want to look into is, right now the video is too long, so I'm thinking I want to be able to see the start and the end. That minus button there, it's a zoom out, and that button there, the plus, it's a zoom in. So in this case, I want this to be small enough for me to be able to see the start and the end. I can either click here on this line, it's a zoom line. You see that? It makes it smaller. And if I click on the plus, I zoom in to my satisfaction. So we took this clip here on the track. We took it from the project screen. You could actually not only go that way, you can drag from here. So I'm going to take the yellow top and drag it and place it next to it. Okay? So now you have it. They're both here. They're both, small enough for me to see. Okay. Now, once again, you have this button here. It's this is a normal play options you will have on any video player. Okay. Back in the days, they used to, we used to play cassettes. And you will have that actually as the button, literally a button that you can press. Yay, boy. Okay, so basically you play from here. Now I'm playing it from the track. It's playing using the project monitor, okay? This is the project on the track, and that's the monitor of the project. If I'm screening what I have here, what sort of videos I have, I will be using, if I double click, and if I see it here, it becomes a screen for the source. And that's why you have here source and project. Right now, we're playing the project because it's on the tracks, okay? The timeline, the tracks. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. And then I'm gonna move it to the next track. If you click, it actually moves from one track to another, okay? It will also, if I click again, it will go straight to the end. I click it again. Now you can see the marker is at the end. So let's say I want to play the middle. There you go. I press in the middle, I press play.
The reaction videos
now,
as well.
I don't want to play the whole thing. I don't want to listen to myself. So here's another option. Another thing you do, this is another tool. This one here, it's a little eye that says hide. So if I click that, this video here will disappear from the project monitor. Watch this. I click that, it's gone. So now I only have this video to play. Okay, I'm gonna play it, and if I move it to the end, stop it first, and move it to the end, you can see it's not gonna show.
Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, but it's still playing the sound, okay, but the video is gone. Say now I want to get rid of the sound as well. You see that? It says mute down here. You click that. Now, if I play, the sound is also gone. But don't forget, the sound, well, let me stop calling it the sound. The audio and the video, they are embedded together in this particular instance, okay? But you can still play them separately like you just witnessed. Now, when you do that, what happens is you basically, now I've locked the sound, okay? I opened up the, okay, so let me go back on that. Let me bring back the video, okay? But now here's what's happening, okay? I have the sound muted. So meaning this bit here, this little clip and that clip, they're all muted because they are all on the same track. Say for instance, you wanted to have them on separate tracks. So you can mute one and let the other one play. You can mute whichever way you want. So you click here. So let me bring everything back. So you can see it's showing now the sound, the audio. Click that, you see that? It disappears down here on the bottom. If you click that, it comes back. You can see the audio does exist.
You can see it clearly on this one here. Let me go back. Sorry, but you have to click on it. You highlight it first. So when I click there, you can see it's much more, because there is much more audio going on there. Now you can see that. Let me bring everything back. So let me show you now how to bring in a new track. Again, if I don't want this here, what do? I can undo, or I can, since I'm highlighted to it, I can right click and remove. Okay? These are some of the functions you're going to need. You're going to need to do this as you go with your video. Very important to take notice onto that. Now, before I bring in another track, I'm just going to bring that back again and show you something. You can see that is this toggle snapping. The snapping tool, what it does is it's like an anchor. So when you bring in the video, you're going to have to bring it and make sure it sits next to the other one. Otherwise, it's going to overlap. So if you have that highlighted, it will allow the other video to come and snap next to it. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to bring it, as you can see, snap. Did you see that snap? That is a snap. If I remove that, and if I was going to bring the video, I probably was going to struggle with it. I was going to struggle with it, what it is. Okay? So I'm going to bring that back. You always have that back on. So it snaps. Okay? That's cool. So we don't want it. How do we do? If we don't want it, we right click and remove it. Say I don't want to do that. There is another way you can do that. It's highlighted. All I have to do now with my finger, I'm going to press X on the keyboard. You don't have to do Control X. Don't do that. Okay? It's just X. I press X now. So I press X, it's gone. Okay? So I was having a bit of technical problems. This happens. Okay? So you can press X and get rid of it. Now, say I want to create another track. So right click here on the side of the track, and it gives you an option. You see audio track, and you can also see video track. So whether you want to put the music on it, that's the way you go. Like if I have this one here, it says social media sound. It's just the sound. It's audio. That's all it is. It's not video. I would add a track there like that. But since I want to add in a video, I'll click on Add Video Track. I click on it. The video tracks always sit on top of the other one as you go along. You can see V1 is the first video. V2 is the second video. You can actually name them. I can call that Red Jacket. Red Jacket. Okay? And also, I can name the other one Yellow Jacket. I know it. Okay, so, all right. Okay, anyways, just assume it's a yellow jacket, okay? I will go Yellow Jacket. All right, so now what do we have? I've prepared a track here for Red Jacket and the track here for Yellow Jacket. Now, always name your tracks after you've prepared them together, so you can actually see me making that mistake right now. And this is a mistake you can also make. But say, for example, now I have that problem. I need to fix it. Here's what you can do. You can hold on to this track and shift it to the top. Now the Red Jacket is aligned with the track called Red Jacket. Now I can take the Yellow Jacket and bring it down to the yellow track. It's a little bit, I have to make sure you can see that. So now I have the Yellow Jacket onto the yellow track and the Red Jacket onto the Red Jacket track. Now, if you play from the start, as you can see, whenever you move, the cursor here moves from the start or to the end of each track. So now it's showing me that there is another track here. So if I want to start from the beginning, there you go. I'm at the start. So if I play these two tracks here, they will overlay and watch this.
Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Eric.
They're both playing, but the one down below is not showing.
On this channel.
So what do you do in that case? You want to mute it altogether because there's no point. It's not showing. Again, the reason I keep going back to this point here is to get you to understand that you will have to face this as you go, every now and then. Only the top video will play. Even if I have this highlighted, watch this. If I play, it doesn't matter which one is highlighted. Okay? So if you highlight the top, it does not make it any better because, to be honest, the other track is down below. That's why I don't want this track here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this and join it with the other. It clicks. The reason it clicks is because I have that snapping tool, on. It is on. When it's highlighted like that, it is on. Okay, so I don't really need this anymore. What do I do? I can get rid of it. Okay, right click and remove track. It's gone. Now I have both tracks together. What do I do here? I can rename them, but this time I'm gonna say red jacket and yellow. Now I know I have both there, okay? Red jacket and yellow. Okay, so it's only showing half of it. That's fine. Okay, so anyways, I think, you have to tap them all together, I guess. Red and yellow. There you go. So now I have here red and yellow on one track. This is some of the things that you will have to be doing at all times. You understand the play buttons here. You understand that. We've already gone through that. We've already spoken about the zoom. So now you understand what it is with the zoom. You understand what that is. But now let's look into the split button. The split button is the one that cuts the video. Say, for example, this one is too long. Let's say, I think this one is way longer. So I go here, up to here, maybe up to here. It's too long. I go up to here and I want to get rid of it. Now, if you click on that looks a split, that looks like a book, yeah? If you click on it, where the cursor is, that's where you actually cut the video, the clip. But I can do that way, or again, I can use my finger and press the S button on my keyboard. Not Control S, just the S button. To get rid of it, I'm going to highlight it because it's this one. I think it's too long. Now I'm going to split it. I'm going to click using the S button, not the Control S, but just S button on the keyboard. I click on that. You can see it's split up. Now I can decide whether it's this part I want to get rid of or the second part. So since I have this highlighted, let me just get rid of this. Okay, so I can either right click and remove, or because it's highlighted, I can move the cursor in the middle. I can also press the X button, not Control X, just X. It's gone. Say, for example, I want to do this here as well. Okay, so I highlight it first. I put the cursor where I think that's where I want to do it. Before we use the shortcut S to split. Now I'm going to click on the actual split button. I click on it, it splits. Now I want to get rid of this. Instead of me clicking on the X on my keyboard, not Control X, just X, if I click on that, I'm going to get rid of that. But instead of doing that, let's just use the buttons we have. Let's just use another way we can go about it, which is right click and remove. It's gone. All right, so those are the two ways you can do this. So guys, we're gonna leave it here. This is, we're gonna take a little break. And then when we get back, we are going to look into
effects and text editing. All right. And with that, in terms of effects, we're going to we use all these other tools here so you can see how that works. All right. But in terms of just slapping videos together, this is it. This is it. And then you can just export it. All right. You can just export it. But at this stage, we are not there yet. So we will come back. So make sure you subscribe. So when that video is on, you can actually get to be the first one to see and watch. If you haven't seen the first episode, the first video we did on introduction and how to upload the clips, the video clips, go back on it. You know, it's all on the channel. Go back and watch that and come back, watch this second part, and then we can move into text editing, okay? Please subscribe and share the video. Let's share the knowledge, okay? Thank you. See you in a moment. Okay, guys, welcome back to our full tutorial, 5 episodes, shortcut for beginners. This is episode number 3. So what we're going to look at is, well, we're going to look into filters and effect or filters, whichever way you want to call it, and text. So can anybody tell me how to remove a clip that you don't want? How do you remove the clip that you don't want? Anybody knows? All right. So there is so many ways you can go about it. Again, I like to retract to what we have already gone through. If you missed out, you can probably go back and watch episode 2. So anyways, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, first of all, highlight it and then right click and remove. That's gone. So now I'm going to play with only one clip.
Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning in.
Man.
It's your boy Eric.
Yeah.
This video is to say we appreciate you for coming along on this channel. We make a couple videos a week, and most importantly, we're making tutorials on how to blog, and also a little bit of reaction videos, news as well. Nothing too serious, only for entertainment purposes. So thank you for being part of this team, and most importantly, we need you to subscribe.
Yeah, we need you to subscribe. So we're going to try and write the word subscribe onto the screen. Text as always, effects as well. And you create them under a filter. And the other thing I wanted to say, when you start doing your YouTube channel or whatever, you need to start writing your script. Don't be coming up with things, you know, off the top of your head. Try to get a script together. So anyways, so now that's just my 2 cents, really. Thank you. But anyways, now we're going to look into these part here. When you look at the plus here is to add in a filter, and the minus is to remove it. That's those two that you're going to be using. So we're going to go first onto the top here, and we're going to click on filter. If you click on that, now you get this kind of like weird looking screen, okay? One of the first things you need to do is you need to highlight the footage that you want to work on. You click on it. When you highlight it, you're going to get the plus sign in here, and that plus sign says that, yes, you can add on a filter. We've already clicked the filter on top here. We're going to click it down here. Either way, I'm just showing you, you can do it up here or you can do it down here. Now, if you highlight what you really need to work on, then you can go on to the plus. Plus means let's add a filter. And I'll click on it. But we want to add on a text. We make sure we stay on the video. You click on video. Text. So it gives you a choice, whether you want a 3D, you want an HTML, or you want a simple. Okay, so we're going to stick with simple. So you type text up top there, and then you go to simple, you click it. It can be a little slow because my computer been running for a while, so I apologize for that. And just bear in mind, when you work on your project, always remember to save. If you've already created a folder, you need remember to click on save, yeah? If my computer crashes now, I won't really have to worry much. Always remember to click on save because these programs, they crash sometimes. Now, so text, it says here, all right? You can remove that, highlight and type whatever you want. So I'm gonna go subscribe. Now I have subscribe in there. The other thing I would like to show you is that you are free to move it around, okay? You can move it around all you want. You can place it wherever you feel like. And here's the thing about it. It says white font. That means it's gonna be white in there. You can change to any other color. Let's say, for example, I wanna change it to red. Subscribe is usually in red. So we do that. And then you have to click OK, right? So now, there you go. You have subscribe in red. So this is the outline all around it. If you want it black, it's great. But I'm going to try and go white so you can see. I'm not really, I just want it to be more obvious, So once you choose the color, you could literally go in here and do, what you got to do. Obviously, we both know about that. So click OK. Now I've chosen my outline and I can change the size of it. There it says 3. Okay, I can make it more obvious. So I'm gonna type in 20. That shows immediately, you can see that subscribe. You can choose the size, you can choose the position, you can choose whether you want it to be on the, you can choose it to be on the top. Let's go on to the top or bottom and bring it back to where it was. Now, look at these numbers here, yeah? As I'm making it smaller. Look at these numbers. See these numbers changing? Those numbers are changing. Watch them again as I'm changing it. See those numbers? They're changing. If you memorize these numbers, you're going to be much faster. You can put in whatever number you want. So in this case, it's small. So you understand that you can manipulate it. You can drag it with your own hands and place it where you want it. You want it to be here, you can place it, or you can change the numbers. You can change the font size, you can change the font type and everything you want. But now we have it in the middle. There is a preset here. Now I'm going to click on that preset. The preset is a little bit of animation you can get. Slide out. Okay, no. We're not going to slide out yet. We're going to slide in from the left. There you go. So watch me play it.
Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning in.
You notice what just happened? We lost the color. We lost the red, and we basically, it changed because every time you go through preset, you're going to have to preset again everything. So this is one way you can do it. But here's what I'm trying to talk to you about. If I press play, I'm literally playing the video. I'm playing the video. But say I don't want this, okay? I don't want it this way. I don't want all of this. Now, you have a plus here and you have the minus. One thing you can do to get rid of this filter is you click the minus. There you go. The filter is gone. Say now you wanted to do stuff with this video. You don't want the words on top of the video to be affected as well. In that case, you're going to have to create its own track. So the track for the text. Right click again here, add a video track. So now we have a video track on top. All the video tracks, every time you click to add one, it goes on top of the other one. And what else can we do? We have red and yellow here. That's the track, the early track. Now we can change this and call it text. So now we know that track, it's got text on it. It's a good habit. You don't have to do it, but it's just a good habit. Anyways, so when you have a track like this, yeah, now you go on top here, underneath view, you have open others. You click on that, and then you click on text. Now you get this prompt here coming up. What this is doing, basically, it's giving you a clean slate. And you can see here it says pretext. I like the pretext. And what does it say here? Background color, transparent. You can change the background color. If I click here, I can choose any colors I want. I don't want to choose any of that. I just want it the way it is, transparent, no background color. I don't want the big color behind because it's going to mess up with the video down here. I want a transparent color. Yeah, so there we go. We click OK. Okay, so we have this text here. Now, what we know that this place, this is transparent. Okay, we're going to take that and we're going to move it into the track. That's the first thing you do. When you move it into the track, we have a transparent background, and now we have a transparent track. So on this, now I can highlight that, remove it, or whatever, delete it, whatever, and then you write subscribe. Subscribe. So now we have subscribe in there. It's actually, okay, so let me, this is very good now. This is a good thing. Look at what the cursor is. Look at that. Look, this is where it's playing at. Look at where our subscribe is. It's somewhere else. And so when you click on that, then you get to see your subscribe. If that is on the side, you won't be able to see it. So you click on that so you know you're on top of that subscribe. Now, if you want to change it red, you can change it now. You know, you can change it red. So now you have it red. For the fact that you did that, you can do all the other stuff that we did in the past early on to change it the way you want. You can move it whatever you want. You can move it whatever you want. If you feel like you want to make it bigger, you can change these numbers again, and it's no worries. It's no worries. If you want that to be white again, you can go and click white and pick whatever white you want, and then you go OK. You have the white all around it. You can choose the size of it, like we did early. We go with 6. Okay, so eventually you get to know these numbers.
Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning in.
Okay, so another thing I'm going to explain. I just clicked enter. When you click enter, what happens is you move from project to source. Click again on project. All right, it's back. Okay, I made a mistake. You saw that I pressed enter, but do not press enter. Do not press enter when you're doing this. Okay. If you play in the videos, the different story. But when you actually in the middle of a filter or in the middle of an effect, be careful with pressing enter. Okay. So pretty much this is what now you have it. Let's play that.
And also a little bit of reaction videos, news.
Just one other thing I wanted to show you. Just one other thing that we can look into right now. I'm going to put it back here. So say, for example, it's too short. I want it longer. I can pull it on the side. So it's same size with the video underneath. And I can, okay. So I can pull it back this way and drag it all the way to the end of the video. If that's what I wanted, that's what I'm going to get. So we'll go back. Now subscribe.
Hey YouTube.
It's throughout the whole video. The reason why it's good to do this is because your subscribe, your text and the video, they are not mashed in together. The video has its own track and the text has its own track as well. So, you know, you could do anything you want when you have these separated that way. Let's go back to the actual video. Let's say I want to do something. I click, I'm on video. Say I want to do sketch. Yeah, sketch. Okay, so that is one other filter you can do. My subscribe is still the same. And then the sketch, you can, this is a video for another day. You can do whatever you want to do this. You can change the contrast. You can do whatever. It's a sketch. If I don't want it, I remove it. But it did not touch my subscribe. And that's one of the secrets about this. So have fun. And you can go back through this video over and over and over. Okay? You can do that so you can get this thing right. And don't worry if your friend is going too faster than you are. Just go back and watch the video again. Watch the other videos too. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Let's keep this moving. All right. I'll see you on to the next one. Part 4, we will look at effect and sound, okay, which is audio. See you on to the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. So thank you everyone for joining me again. Today we're doing another episode on Shortcut Video Editor tutorial. And we basically going to go through how to edit audio. All right, it's episode number 4 today, and after this we will go for episode number 5. I hope we still have time for that today. If not, maybe it'll be tomorrow. So episode number 4, audio. Let's go. This is what we have right now. I have a clip that is already there, uploaded. I have about 3 clips here. They're all uploaded, and today we're doing audio, so let's just get up on it right away. So first thing first, we're gonna drag the footage onto the timeline. So now we have it, okay. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm gonna play it for you a little bit so you can basically hear what it sounds like. So let's go.
We appreciate you for coming along on this channel.
You hear that? The voice kind of disappeared.
We're making tutorials on how to browse and also a little bit of reaction videos.
Okay, so we stop it there. All right, so I just want to remind you all, just in case you had forgotten how to basically shorten your clip, whichever, whenever you feel like maybe you don't need one part of the clip. Okay, so you go here, and this is the splitter. You click on it, it splits. So you highlight the part you want to get rid of, right click and remove. That's gone. So now we have a very short clip that we can work with. Enlarge it a little bit so I have enough space to work with. Okay, so let's get it again. What is it? Yeah, there we are. You can see it clearly. So I'm going to put it here and use the splitter, and I split, and then I'll play it to the top of it. Okay, there you go, up to there. So okay, so it's back somewhere around there. So I split, I put it back again, I zoom it out. I just want to be looking at the whole thing, the whole clip. I just want to see the whole thing. You're gonna click as much as you can really to get there. So the whole clip is back in, I can see it. Okay, so here's what I was going to show you when it comes to the volume. All right, so now I have this bit here. So usually when you're shooting a video, there is a lot of the time that you will get noises like a dog is barking, or maybe, I don't know, something will happen with your transmitters, from the microphone to the camera, and maybe you lose the volume or whatever, or maybe you have something that you don't really like. Okay, so we have that part highlighted. What I'm going to show you now, it's basically that I have the cursor in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into filter and then click on the plus button. We are not working on the video, we're working on audio. So I'm going to click on audio, and then it's going to give me the gain volume. I will click on the gain volume. So I'm going to raise here, this is the level of the audio. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. I put it on to 7. Let me play it again, not too far.
We appreciate you for coming along on this channel.
It's still low. Okay, guys, so it took me a couple seconds. I didn't want to waste the video quite too long. Anyways, so now listen to what it sounds like. I managed to put it on 14.3 dB, so the sound is actually a little bit kind of like equal.
On this channel, we make a couple videos a week, and most importantly,
there you go. So now it sounds a little bit equal, yeah? So now it sounds a little bit more equal, which is a bit better. So now we're going to move on to another example. So I'm going to go back to the playlist so I can add in more videos. Now, to add in another clip, unless if you want to put it as continuously to the same video, or you want to add in a brand new clip and overlay. So you right click and then you go on to add video track. There you go. So now I want to add on with this one here, which is an Instagram little clip. So I'm going to put that there. There you go. That's how you add it on. Let's play that clip. Now, you heard how loud it was. So the same way that we did for this other clip here in the middle, we raised it up a little bit. This one here, we're going to reduce it. We're going to, lower it a little bit. I'm going to push it maybe here. Yeah, here somewhere. Okay, so you have to highlight it before you do anything. Again, you have to go into, you got to click on filter. The reason I'm doing this is because the more I do it, the more you get used to it. And you go to the plus button again. So what are we working with? Audio. We want to change the audio. And then where do we go? We go on to gain volume. Click on that. Look at here on the side here. The meter is showing us that the yellow is coming up to -5. That's quite high, to be honest. Instead of increasing as we did with the other, we're going to decrease. So we're going to decrease a little bit, maybe. Let's put it at -22, 23. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, we're going to, raise it up this way, maybe to 14.4, yeah? Let's see. It could still be high.
Tutorials on how to grab, and also a little bit of reaction videos used as well. Nothing too serious.
Okay, so that is a bit okay. All right, it is a bit okay. It's fine, but the problem with that is, as you lower the volume, you are losing some of those tiny bit of low frequency, instruments that are playing. You kind of lose that in a way. So I'm going to add in another track. Okay, so right click here again, press add video track. You add another one. Okay, so you go back to the playlist. The reason I'm repeating this so that you can get used to it. And now this time we're taking the YouTube clip. Put it here. Because the other one was Instagram. This is YouTube. Now let's play that. Okay, so I used the exact same sound behind them so that you can see you can hear the difference. So this one has a higher sound. The volume is high. It's highlighted, so I'm gonna go into it. So we're gonna go back to filter again, because you have to go through filter to do all those sound or volume effect or anything else. You just gotta go through that filter. So we click plus again, but this time I am not going to use the gain volume. I'm going to use a limiter. Okay, I'm going to click on the limiter. Might take a few seconds to load up. Here's the limiter. You have the input gain, you have the limit, and you have the release. Don't worry much about the release. We're going to focus on the input gain and the limit. Now, let's explain something here. The limit, which is, the limiter, what it does basically, it removes, so if you have, for example, like I'm talking to you right now on this microphone, I have some of the small sounds, my lips slapping each other and stuff like that. Those kind of little sounds, what it happens is they are very low, but they always stay around, you know what I mean? So with the limiter, what you can do though is you can lower them, push them down, and then you can raise up the volume to a level that you're happy with. So that means you put a gap between the two. If, for example, like I showed you here, if you go above -5, it's going to be clashing. It's very loud. It's best to always keep your volume, your sound below. But it's not the whole entire volume, it's the limiter. That's what they do in the recording studio. When you go to record a song, this is when you're laying down your vocals. The sound engineer is paying attention onto this. Want to make sure that the limiter is limiting those tiny little noise below, and make sure that the actual important voice goes a little higher. So let's play that again one more time. Just close that. Okay, so obviously it's loud. You can still hear those tiny little sounds in the back, which is good. So now we're gonna lower, we're gonna increase the whole volume properly up to, let's say 9 maybe. We're gonna try with that. And then those tiny sounds, we're gonna lower them to minus, let's start with -6. Now let's play this. Okay, here's the thing now. You can see that we have dropped it to -5, but you can still hear those tiny little instruments. But I do believe the sound is still a little higher, so I put it back onto 5, maybe. Okay, so wait here. Maybe I'm going to start it from here. All right.
Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Eric.
It's still a little higher. I'm going to drop it to 3.2. Okay. We're going to start from the beginning. Now, let's listen.
Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Eric. On this channel.
You hear that? It's a bit different. It's a little different. We are managing to drop the volume. We are managing to drop the sound as much as we can, but we still have the whole music. Even the smallest of it, you can hear them. You hear that? We are very low, but we can still get those tiny little sound, that are important. If I didn't like it, one of the ways I can do, for example, here, I just want to keep the Instagram image. I don't want the sound of it. Anyways, I don't like what we ended up with. So I'm just gonna right click on it. Okay, and then you can see here it says Detach Audio. You click on that. All right, you can see those, the waves that were on it are disappeared. So here's where it goes. It goes down here in the bottom. It creates its own track as well. All right. So now, if I don't like this, I want to get rid of it. It's very simple. I can just click here, and then it says remove track. I remove track. That is gone. We got rid of the music. That's simple as that.
Only for entertainment purposes. So thank you for being part.
There you go. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is that if I wave here, you can see that thing there? That bubble there is showing you that you could basically, normally when you finish up your video, you want it to fade away, yeah? It's the fade. You can fade like this, right? So I'm gonna go back here maybe so you can see. You can fade in like that.
Use as well, nothing too serious, only for entertainment purposes. So thank you.
There you go. See how it faded? It faded completely, the image and the sound. But let's say, for example, you don't want to fade them all together that way. It's fine. I'm gonna click and Okay, it's playing me now. So I just click there to highlight that part, just to make sure that I can just basically deal with the sound on its own. That's also fine. You go back onto the filter. Again, obviously the filter is already on. And this bit here has already something going on it. It's telling us, number one, it has a fade out video. And number two, it has a fade out audio. Okay, that's the one there. You could literally change it from here. You could just click on that and then work with it. This is a minus and the plus. Okay, you could do it there. That's fine. You can do that. You can click on that, and what it does, you see what's happening here. It's removing it back. It does not affect everything completely. It's really affecting what we're doing here. All right, you can increase as you want. But what I was trying to show you is that, again, after pressing the filter, you could literally press here on the plus and go again to the audio. Make sure you're dealing with audio. And then here, watch what it says. It says fade in audio. It also says fade out audio. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna fade out. You click on that. You see, it brings us back again to the same one we have, the fade out audio. Oh my God. Okay, so, and then we could do that. We could go minus, we could go plus, whichever way you want, it's all good. Same thing with footage number one. Oh my God. I have these things popping up my screen. Sorry. I don't think you guys can see that, but anyways, so again, clip number one. So let's try fade in. Obviously, we're on filters. Okay, the plus. Now, what do we do? Fade in audio. We click on that. There we go. It gives it to us. Now we're on 0.1. So let's see what we can do with that. We're going to fade in. There you go. It's fading. It's fading in. It's fading so much. Let's go. You could basically literally drag it like that. Or you could do it with your hands normally, but you gotta get out of that. So you could do it with your hand if you wanted to anyway. But so let's listen to that.
It's your boy Eric.
There you go. Now you have it. So I'm gonna stop it here. I think we just got the basics. All I wanted is for you to kind of like only have an idea of, what you can do with it. Just play around with it, and before you know, you'll be really good and much more flexible than you think. And yeah, that's it. Remember, the playlist is where you have your videos. The filter is where you go and change a few things. You do a little bit of effect or whatever you want to do. And export, it's for you to export the video. So that will be the next video after this. Thank you, guys. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in again. My name is Eric Kita, and this is Shortcut Video Editor Tutorial. We're doing number 5 today because it's been 4 episodes already so far, and this is number 5, which we're only going to be able to show how to export a file. So let's get on it right now. So here we are. We've already went through 4 episodes. So today what we're going to do is we're literally going to export a file so that we'll be able to use it, whether I post it on YouTube or something like that. So let's get onto my computer. So right, here we are. I already selected. I have already a footage that is ready. What I will do is basically as normal, I will drag it down here into the track. And then I will just play it a little bit just to make sure I know. So thank you everyone for joining me again. Today we're doing another episode on Shortcut Video Editor. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it out.
that way. Just to let you know, normally you have to make sure you actually have what you need. It's too long. This is for, tutorial purposes. So I'm just going to remind you again, you're going to have to click there to the splitter if you want to get rid of it. I don't need all of this. So I'm just going to go remove. So now I have a very short video footage to play. If you want to know how long it is, you press there. It goes to the end of it. It's only 7 seconds. And okay, so now if you want to export a video, you can export in whatever format you have set before you started the work, or you can choose at the end as you're finishing up. So now here at the top, as you know yourself, this is the playlist down here. And then you can go on to filter, just in case if you wanted to filter something. And then export is that one there. So when you click on export, you have all the choices. But I am trying to make sure that I don't confuse most of you, because if you only knew, there's no need to confuse you with this. There is a choice here called split. This split here, it's basically, as you can see, it's giving you BMP, DPX, JPEG. If you know these terms, PNG, if you know these terms, you will know that these are still images. You could literally export a photo that you might use for your thumbnail. In my case, I will use PNG because that's what I like. But that's not what I'm trying to do today, not to export the photo, but I'm just telling you that you could literally go and click on PNG and then export your file. And this is how you normally do it. I would like to export a MP4 instead of a PNG, a photo. I want to basically have a footage that I can put straight away onto YouTube. So I click YouTube here, and then I click export file. So here I am, I found my folder, and all I have to do basically is just save. And that's it, we're done. The file will be downloaded, and that's pretty much all that it takes. It's a very short tutorial I wanted to show you, and that's all you have to do. And then you can go into your folder and check. At this stage, the program is done, and we can just close it and thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one more thing that I'm going to do onto this. I'm going to join them all together as well as one film, so that you can watch the whole thing from episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, 4, and 5. So it'll be just one film. I will upload that as well. I might actually end up posting it tomorrow. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. So fantastic. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what other program do you want me to review or do a little bit of tutorial on. I have something in mind that I've already started, and I think you're going to like that one too. It's another tutorial on video editor, but it's going to be awesome. Please like, subscribe, and come back for more. Thank you. Have a good day.